For decades, the Department of War's study of unidentified anomalous phenomena was shrouded in secrecy. That changed on May 8, 2026. With the drop of Pursue Release 01, the government opened a public window into archives that once lived behind classification stamps. Available at war.gov/UFO, these records mark a monumental shift toward transparency in the search for the unknown. This is not rumor. This is the first official tranche of the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP Encounters, Pursue. The Pursue initiative is more than a pile of PDFs. According to the declassified framing, it is a rigorous methodology: find, review, declassify, and release unresolved UAP-related records across agencies. The Department of War, with support from the intelligence community, energy, NASA, the FBI, and ARO, is rolling materials out on a schedule measured in weeks, not decades. Release 01 outlines the fundamental idea: separate known technology from the truly inexplicable, and put the unresolved cases where the public can see them. What actually arrived in Release 01? Roughly 2.5 gigabytes of public material, more than 160 files, and about 20 military sensor videos. Mission reports. Range Fowler debriefs. Historical paper from as far back as the 1940s. NASA and Apollo-era echoes. FBI imagery packages. The official label on the shelf is simple and stubborn: unresolved. Meaning the government still cannot make a definitive determination on the nature of the observed phenomena. Among the modern sensor clips, one file stops the scroll. Near Greece, January 2024, catalogued as PR28. A multi-sensor capture lasts about a minute. The mission language describes a diamond-shaped UAP moving near 434 knots, roughly 500 miles per hour, with a mass or probe hanging below, like an inverted teardrop with a vertical trail. The operator reports it was only detectable on shortwave infrared. Flip to visible light, and the target dissolves into the background. That is the kind of detail Release 01 was built to surface, not a Hollywood saucer, a military sensor problem with no final stamp. October 2023, over the Aegean, PR34. Nearly 3 minutes of infrared tracking. The mission report says the object flew just above the ocean surface and made multiple 90-degree turns at an estimated 80 miles per hour. On screen, a blue reticle hunts. Zoom jumps. Contrast filters slam open and shut. Skeptics will argue camera motion and low frame rate can fake a hard turn. Operators still filed it as UAP. Release 01 does not crown a winner. It leaves the case open. The military has a clinical name for something that should not be in the box, range fowler. May 14, 2020. Persian Gulf. PR 36. A range fowler debrief describes a solid white object making erratic movements above the water. Infrared follows it for more than 2 minutes, pan, zoom, reticle flash, modality switch, then the track is lost. This is not a backyard viral clip. It is a standardized intrusion report sitting next to sensor tape, exactly the kind of systematic tracking the reference scripts call out. Zoom out, and Release 01 becomes a library of almosts. Central Command clips from 2022 through 2024, areas of contrast sliding across Middle East frames, mission notes that float possible missile and possible birds in the same breath, long zooms that lose and reacquire stubborn hotspots over the Emirates. 2013 infrared shows an 8-pointed star the internet nicknamed the chandelier. Indo-Pacific and Africa add short bursts with almost no narrative cushion. Official language stays dry, area of contrast. Brightness without identity. Motion without a name. The reference production package is right about tone. Pursue does not rush toward supernatural conclusions. The department's public stance is objective and skeptical. Many UAP reports, in broader government work, resolve as drones, balloons, birds, or sensor artifacts. What Release 01 preserves is the remainder, cases that, with the data released, still lack a definitive determination. When the data is high quality and the label is still unresolved, the mystery does not vanish. It deepens, carefully. Release 01 is not only modern glass. Paper trails reach into the 1940s. NASA corners drag the moon back into the timeline, Apollo transcripts, stills, light flash debates. Scientists remind us, debris, film defects, cosmic ray flashes are real explanations. FBI packages add witness-era photographs and renderings that diagram what people said they saw. A rendering is not a recovered craft. But together with military IR, it shows why the vault is measured in gigabytes, and why 1947 still appears in the public conversation around this drop. Pursue Release 01 is a milestone, and only a beginning. By publishing unresolved records at war.gov/UFO, the Department of War set a rolling standard: more trenches would follow. The invitation is explicit: private sector analysis is welcome. Visit the official repository. Read the mission reports. Watch the censor tape. Unresolved does not mean alien. It does not mean ordinary either. It means the evidence, as released, is not enough to close the case. The records are ready. The rest is up to us. Source: U.S. Department of War, Pursue Release 01. This narration is independent commentary, not a government statement. Thank you for watching.